Yo, what's up, guys? It's Dom. You're tuning in to Talks with Dom, where we touch on the serious topics that dives into the creator within. Over time, the goal is to help each and every one of you partaking in this transformation to better understand who and where you are on your journey. All right, so let's chop it up, guys. All right, so we on to point 17. Um, Getting to the end of this sector of purpose, we got like four more points, and then we'll be on to the next sector. Right, so point 17 is the weight of becoming. Right, this isn't about discovering purpose. It's about realizing that becoming the person your purpose requires is heavier than you expected, right? So, as we've been going through the videos before this one, we've been kind of just on like a discovery path of becoming aware and really being able to see the creator within ourselves, right? Being able to acknowledge the limiting things, the beliefs that's within ourselves, right? Being able to look ourselves in the mirror to show and acknowledge, but not only that, being able to accept the flaws within ourselves and being able to turn that into a power, basically, right? So once we're doing that, now we're checking the parameters of um, the way that we create, right? Understanding who we are as a creator, understanding what we like to create within ourselves, right? That space that we like to be in, right? We've been through all of those chapters and everything throughout this sector of purpose, but coming down to the weight of becoming, right? Once we realize all of these things, right, we're taking that step and now we're really just becoming like that person of like, wow, like, okay, this is truly like what it means to become truly who I'm supposed to become, right? So now you're aware of all of the outlined um, things that can come about. You're aware of all the things that you have to do within yourself to become who you are. You're aware of your surroundings, of the people that you can hang around. Not saying it like that, but just the people that you've been around, just the life that you've structured before you actually understood who you were within yourself, right? Um, you really start to feel that weight as we're kind of talking the um, throughout these videos and everything, right? So you feel you really start to feel that, and you're starting to become more strengthened by that, right? You're starting to actually become more happy within yourself because you understand that, but also having a feeling of not knowing if that is the feeling that you're supposed to be feeling. And to be honest, for every creator that's watching me right now, it's exactly what you're supposed to be feeling because um, it's not like hopscotch anymore, right? It's not like a game that we don't know how to play anymore. We understand how to play and we've started. You know, we've already jumped, we already took the step. So now it's just kind of just continue to go, right? And being able to take all of these lessons and all of these things that helped us to become aware on the journey with us so that we can continue to sharpen our sword, so that we can continue to become better, so that we can continue to become more of a creator than we were yesterday, right? And so purpose is an invitation, right? Becoming is the price, right? So purpose is the invitation. Purpose is the thing that's basically telling us like, hey, like you got that card, you received this card because it's a purpose that's on your life, right? You received that and that's only for you. As we stated in videos before, your purpose for the creator that's within you, your purpose is only specifically created for you because that thing that you're created to do is only something that you can do the way that you do it, right? So that invitation is your card in the mail basically saying, hey, I want you to be the one that orchestrates this whole purpose and take the steps, right? That's God basically looking down and telling us, like, hey, you're the one. That finger's pointing at whoever is watching this video right now, right, guys? Becoming is the price. All of the things that I just mentioned and stuff like that, all of the things that you have to become aware of, the things that you truly have to accept, and that you truly have to become one with, right? These things are the price, right? Having to get away from a certain life that we once lived, get away from a certain mindset that we once had, get away from a certain structure of life that we once built for ourselves before we truly understood who we were today, right? So, the moment you start changing, everything around you starts reacting, right? We got friends that no longer understand this, right? I feel like even through different lanes and stuff, we start to realize that as we change and stuff. But when you're on a road of becoming the creator that's within and becoming aware, you start to see how certain people aren't around, right? And this doesn't always have to be like a bad thing though. Sometimes it's just because the direction that you're going in is just not the direction for everybody, right? Everybody can't go in the direction that you're going into. Sometimes just because like their purpose is directing them in a different path, right? So it's not always a bad thing. Sometimes it's positive. Sometimes it's something that's calming to know that, oh, okay, bet it up. Like you got your own path. I got my own path. Down the line, maybe these things can coexist, right? But it's just right now, that's just not what's going on, and that's okay, right? The old version of you keeps trying to negotiate its way back in throughout those times of unlocking those chains from your mind, you know what I mean, from your physical, from the way that you do certain things, right? That old person is always going to come knocking on the door to want to know if you want to come outside and kick it and come come play, man, and come do come do things that you know that you're not into no more. You know that that doesn't entertain you anymore. That's not something that actually is in your manufacturing anymore, right? That's something that these things aren't just like you aren't becoming aware of these things just to say, okay, I learned that and just go back to the old things, right? Learn these new things to be able to chop those old things off because those things are not serving who you're becoming into this world, right? Into the new world that we're walking into, right? All right, so you think maybe I'm changing too much, right? Nah, you're simply becoming too big for the life you built before you knew who you were, right? Exactly how I said before. We've been discovering, resisting, avoiding, recognizing, and stepping toward purpose, guys. So, as I said in the beginning, right, this is point 17. 18, 19, and 20 is more geared towards the segment that's going to be next, right? The topic that's coming next, right? To get you guys ready for that topic that's coming, just because this whole sector of purpose was basically going through discovery, avoiding, resisting, recognizing it, and then finally stepping into it, right? So as we're going, y'all, this is only point 17, the video number 17. We got videos on top of videos on top of videos to tap into further even after this, guys. So this is just the tip of the iceberg right now. We got a lot more things to really tie into and really break open and discover within ourselves, right? Because in a sense, we're on topic of purpose, but we're in the chapter of becoming, right? So we're going to be within that for at least the next, I would say, like at least like the next 10 to 15 topics, just because it's just a lot of things that we could touch on, a lot of things that we need to talk about and really become familiar with, right? In this new way of becoming. So until the next one, though, guys, point 17, the way of becoming, right? Take this, take notes over it, go over it, um, see if it's anything that you need to take in and just kind of meditate on, right? There's always, there's always something about the becoming. There's always something about that weight on your shoulder that has you thinking about ways to be better. So let's continue that. Let's continue to think on that. Let's continue to surround ourselves around things that we want to be around, that we should be around, right? Let's keep working, though, guys, until the next one.